the storytellers topic today, a couple things went through my head, right? I thought about, okay, I can talk about standing up for what's right, but like I'm not an activist. And then I was like, well, I could talk about someone being stood up. And I was like, well, the last thing I need is an ex-girlfriend hear my confession, right? And the fact that I found out that this will be archived at UGA, that means that she'll have evidence forever, right? And then I thought about being a stand-up guy, right? Like someone, a stand-up woman, like someone that's considered a cool person, a person that you can kind of trust and depend on. And so while all those things were kind of going through my head, I was sitting in my living room, and I kind of had like this moment. Like in the movies, you look up, they look up to the left, and it's kind of have like this flashback, right? Yeah. And so I had that. Now, come to find out, if you look up to the left, you're remembering something. If you look up to the right, you're imagining something. Side note, so you remember that. So you see someone like they're not telling me something real, they're imagining this. So I had this moment where I looked up to the left, and you can do it with me, and flash back. Now, as you're looking up and you're flashing back with me, I want you to go back in time. To a time far, 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 far away. To a time or a place far, far, far away. Now, when I say far, far away, I mean like in the 80s. Right? And when I say like a place, I mean like 15 minutes away from here. And so I go back to this place in my mind while I'm thinking about what I'm going to do this day. And I think about when I had to stand up as an usher at church. And I was voluntold to do it. And of course, you know who made me do it. Nope, my dad. So my dad voluntold me to be an usher because he got tired of me sitting around doing nothing. I felt like the best usage of my time was to do just that. Relax and chill. I wasn't paying any bills. I was going to school. I'm not even going to talk about my grades. But I thought about that, and I thought about, man, being an usher. And when I first was told I had to do it, I thought my dad was the worst dad in the world. Why would you do this to me? What have I done? You know what? Don't answer that question because I've done a lot. So let's not even go there. But I started becoming an usher. I had to, and this is showing my age, the night before I had to shine my shoes. Don't look at my shoes now, they're not shined. I had to shine my shoes. I had to press my pants. Yeah. Then we did creases. Oh, yeah. You don't see them out with creases anymore. Well, if you do, you kind of know they're seasoned. And I had to press my shirt, and I had to wear a tie, which I hate wearing ties. Even though to this day I have about 30 or 40 ties. And they're caked with dust. And so I had to do all this, and I had to show up at church. Now, looking back, I understand the importance of it, but at that time, it sucked. And I wasn't happy about it. I had to stand up the whole entire church service. And for anyone that has a faith-based background, during that time, church was not 45 minutes to an hour. Especially in the African American church. Let me just be honest. Church was about 2 to 3 hours. Torture for kids. Because back then they did not have children's church. They did not have a service for just kids to have a service geared towards them. But you had to sit through the service the whole entire time awake. All right, awake. And if you dare to go to sleep, you would get pinched. And when I say pinched, I mean like skin coming off and a bruise, and you know, yeah, that happened third Sunday in January. This one right here happened back in July, and I can't show the other one because I've taken pants down some, but yeah, like you had scars, church scars, for being pinched and falling asleep. So eventually you got to know, like, you know what, I'm gonna properly rest the night before, when I want to stay up late, all right, I'm going to properly rest. I don't need to stay up late watching Beavis and Butthead, but I'm going to properly rest and get some sleep so I can stay up at church. But, you know, the cool thing is I actually started liking ushering because I had the opportunity to observe and watch people. And I had the privilege of being in the right corner of the church so I could see everybody's face. And let me tell you, your face tells it all. You cannot hide anything. And then I realized why the preacher changed his sermon sometimes in the midst of his sermon, because he saw the faces of people that he was hitting with his message. Mm-hmm. And you know, sometimes when you go to church, you're like, man, I feel like he was talking to me. He was. He was talking directly to you because he saw what he said moved you in some kind of way. But the other cool part is I had an opportunity to really serve people. And I realized that I was being empowered to serve people. When they were hot, I gave them a fan. When they were thirsty or coughing too much, I gave them some water. And when they just looked lost, because again, we're talking about 2 or 3 hours, I gave them a program. Again, going back to 2 or 3 hours of service, you had to have a program because you would get lost, like, where are we at now? Are we collecting money again? Is this the third or seventh song? Oh. Did the deacon pray? Hold on, he already prayed twice, so okay, he got to pray one more time. Gotcha. But I saw how I was able to impact those that I served. I saw that I was able to inspire people. I saw that I was able to influence people. And so I was able to walk away with something that I still use today, the importance of serving. I understand now that serving puts you in a place where you really can impact people's lives. So some may see serving as a weakness. Some may see serving as, well, you know, I'm too good to do that. But I realize that those who have a heart for serving, they have the most strength and the most power of everything, because they understand and observe people, and they try to cater to those needs of people sometimes before they even ask. So what I want to leave you with is this. Choose to be a servant. Choose to inspire, choose to influence, and choose to impact so you can change the world that we live in today. Thank you.